Hello guys, once again it's Matt, and today we have another video. Today we're going to probably make 3 videos because the dev server is opened. Everything is subject to change as always. There's a lot of things that are not added yet, so just chill about it, like the J8 for example, and the other A10 for example. There's a lot of things that are not added to the D's dev server. We probably should get another dev server next week or the other week, and the patch coming in 1 or 2 weeks. So make sure to subscribe to see more content on this game, basically, and all the other games that I do. So let's get into it. We're going to talk in this video. We're going to talk everything that is added now for the dev as aircraft, basically in general. Jets and props and helicopters, anything like that. We're going to go from the USA to the Israeli tech tree, from left to right. So first of all, we're going to talk about the A10, but first of all, we're going to talk about the Marauder, which is the new B-26P bomber that we have in the US3. Pretty cool bomber in general. We already talked about it in the dev blog because of the thing happening in Ukraine and stuff like that. The dev blogs were basically cut shorted, so I kind of stopped doing videos about that. And we kind of did only one video on this aircraft. But it has a lot of bombs and a lot of turrets, a lot of guns in general. I mean, it has 5 guns looking at the front, as you see. 2 of them here, and 1 of them like coaxially added to the gunner. I have 1 gunner there. They're all Browning 50 cals, as you see, but 1 on the nose right there. We have 2 of them right here with a gunner. 1 of them, I mean, what is that? That's weird. But another one there and another one here. And for the loadouts, we have a lot of bombs. 30 50 kilo bombs, or 8 300 kilos basically. For 1000 pounds, 2000, 300 pounds, pretty good. And or a torpedo. So yeah, pretty interesting in general. Yeah, but pretty cool bomber, long awaited. But let's get to the chase, to the best thing that was added for the US, the A10. So there are 2 versions that are going to be added. Two of them are the A10A, an early version, and then a late version will be added here before the A7, just for you to know. But we're going to talk about the premium one, of course, because it's the one that we have in the game. So normally we are going to see, even in the late variant, we're going to see a lot of options of loadouts, the gun and stuff like that. Of course, the A10 is the Warthog is a very well-known aircraft that I don't have to talk too much about it. It's an amazing aircraft that everybody knows. It is a CAS aircraft, of course, built around this gun, which is the GAU 8 cannon, which has a lot of ammo, as you see, and it is pretty massive. Don't expect this to have a amazing performance. It is really bad in performance in general, but it has the weapons to compensate. So as you see, we have a pretty mixed loadout. It's because we have, not right now in this version of the dev server, probably like 99%. Mike kind of hinted, and the BVVD kind of confirmed in the dev streams that we are going to have some kind of system which will have a custom loadout that you can build, much like the DCS one. So we don't have that yet, but this, I don't know if it's going to be for all the aircraft, but probably just a few at least, like the A10 and maybe the F4s and stuff like that. More aircraft that have the ability to carry a lot of different payloads in the same pylons, basically. So yeah, it is a very welcome thing to have. So yeah, but for the A10, for now we have this mixed loadout, and we're going to test it out just to show a little bit. Of course, the gun fuel tanks. The engines, the TF, I think it's 34. I don't know. It's called. It's wrongly called TFGE, but it's the TF34 if I'm not mistaken. It has this version. The premium is a little bit worse than the other version. The other version that we are going to get will get better GM65s and more A9Ls, but in general they will be the same aircraft, just a little bit better in the loadout options. And yeah, first of all, A9L, Jesus Christ, let's test it out. And second thing, the Mavericks D will be amazing. They are IR guided, infrared guided, so they probably are thermal. So yeah, but let's get to the test flight already and just show a little bit of the deployment of some of the weapons that we have here. So here we are. Look at the sound of this baby, pretty amazing. And look at the cockpit, pretty cool cockpit. This in simulator. I'm going to have a lot of videos in this. The textures are a little bit weird, and forget about the screen tearing that I have in the middle of the screen there. It's because of the it's because of the syncing of the FPS. I was trying to forget the VSync. So yeah, see that the cockpit is amazing, but it's still early days. But pretty cool. Let's take off first. Look at the sound, man. Yeah, I love turbofan engines. This is just an amazing sounding aircraft. Look at the speed of this thing, man. It's really slow. Flaps take off. Gears. Nice. The offset gear on the nose. And look at the speed, man. I mean, it's not a fast aircraft. It's really not a fast aircraft. Has a lot of flares, as you see. We are on the back side of the gear there. Let's try to use the cannon a little bit before we try to use the guns and stuff. Here we go. Kinda lags that a little bit. Such an amazing sound. Look at the speed, man. This is a really slow aircraft. Holy. I mean, come on, man. This is amazing. The amount of ammo that this thing has also is pretty. Look at the HUD. Let's try to. Jesus, the sound in this inside the cockpit is. We can change for the. Let's see the cannon for the ground targets. Yeah, see, calculates for the bullet drop. Pretty cool. For missiles and stuff, of course, let's use the rockets. Where are the rockets here? Let's just drop it here. Normal rockets that we already know and love. We have the GBU, of course, that you can actually guide it. Let's see if I can. It's not working properly because my buttons are always mixed. But it is, the GBU-8 is an already known weapon that we already have. Let's, yeah, of course, the bombs. Rockets. And the AGMs. The Mavericks. Nice kill. But yeah, just normal weapons. Let's test it out. I'm going to make a video on them, but let's test a little bit of the AIM-9Ls, which are already, they were already added to the game, but now we have them for some aircraft. And just let's test it out. Come on. Damn. Jesus. Yeah, that's a good missile, man. That's a good missile. I mean, look at this. It turns like a... Jesus. It's like the R60M, but I think it's even better, right? So yeah, pretty cool. The A10, very well-known aircraft, pretty cool aircraft. So yeah, for the US, these are the two aircraft added. They will receive another A10, as I said, with MatAWG Ds and more AIM-9Ls. So yeah, don't expect these to be the only version, of course. Other things that changed it a little bit that I want to check it out is the F8E. Now the AIM-9C is a little bit different. Let's check it out. Yeah, look at it. Nice, pretty good model. It has a different model to it, so pretty cool to have that. It doesn't have the IR nose because of course it's a radar missile. And other thing that changed it in the US, just a small thing, is that the A7D and the A7E both received the GBU-8, which is the bomb that the A10 have these here. The F4, for example, already have this weapon. So yeah. So this is for the US. For Germany, we have two new aircraft. I mean, they are really amazing aircraft that I was waiting a long time for it. First of all, the new top tier jet, the MiG-23 MLA, an amazing aircraft, upgraded version from the ML version, which has a better radar than the ML and better aerodynamics a little bit. I think it has even a better engine. So yeah, but for the game's sake, it's basically the same as the MLD, besides the aerodynamics of the wing parts, basically. So as you see, take a look here, and the way that the wing works is also different. Let me show to you guys the MLD. So of course the MLD has a dog tooth here, and it has these slats that works as basically as a automatic thing, you know. And the MLA will not have these, probably. I'm going to test it out, and it doesn't have the dog teeth. So it will be basically an MLD without the extreme turning capabilities of the MLD. Okay, still one of the best aircraft in the game, probably one of the best radars besides the Kai radar and some other radar like the Vegan, but still an amazing aircraft. Of course, for the loadouts, as you see, they're pretty weird, but it is because they are going to add the thing that I was talking about, the ability to choose what loadout you want and each one of the pylons that you want to use. So so we don't have that yet, so it's kind of work in progress. But as you see, R-24R, R-24T, normal missiles that we already have, the R-13M, and the normals R-60s. We don't have the capabilities of using the R-60M. Some air-to-ground payloads as well. As you see, it does have the BVP 5060 flare dispenser, so it is very similar to the MLD. It is just a normal MiG-23 right by now, another aircraft to keep an eye out, and it's just a very cool aircraft that a lot of players were looking for. Let's see if we can see some skins. No skins to see from here, probably if I buy the aircraft. But yeah, just a normal MiG-23, but it is a little bit different from the MLD, but not by much. Another aircraft that was added for the Germans was the Sukhoi 22 UM-3K, which is the same aircraft as the Syrian version that we already have in here for the uh, kind of the Syrian Air Force, which is the in the Russian Tech Tree. It's the same aircraft, but the main difference is that it is a trainer, so it does have two pilots, which is pretty cool, right? Look at this. Yeah, so it is pretty cool. It is different, and it is very advanced. It is not. It doesn't have any TV guidance or anything like that weaponry, but it does have the normal laser guided weapons that we already have. Of course, we have here the laser designator slash um, rangefinder. A thing that I'm going to talk about is, of course, the main difference is that it does have a lot of flares, which Gaijin, come on, this version of the Syrian Air Force have this pod as well over here, but it's just not added yet, so I hope they fix that. But it is a very interesting aircraft. It's coming behind the F-84, and it is just a normal attacker, wing sweeping, more flares, normal 60s. Forget about this payload, as I said, it's kind of weird the way that it's working here. You're going to have weight limits and stuff, and then you can actually pick how much weapons you can use and what weapons, so it is going to change. But as you see, 6 are 60s, a lot of Fab 500s. You can use in this loadout, you will be able to use two Ha-29Ls and two Ha-29MLs. We have the S-25s as well, which is pretty cool. So just a very large and very good aircraft in general. Another aircraft that was really needed in the German Tech Tree. Let me check if the didn't receive anything. You never know. And another thing that the Germans received, it is the SC 2500 max bomb for the HE-111. So I think it's this one. Is it this one? I don't know. Is it this? This is the max bomb? I think it is, right? This is the most advanced variant. But yeah, basically they received a new bomb. I think this is it. The SC-250 to 500. 2,700 kilograms of TNT. So it is a pretty large bomb. It is like holy, yeah. It is a pretty large bomb. So yeah, this is for Germany. For the Soviet Union, it is problematic. We don't have any aircraft in here, but we have some stuff that I want to talk about really quickly. So we have a new loadout. So you can actually take where it is. Where is it? Here, the loadout that I was talking about. So two Kak-29 and two Kak-25s together with two R-60s. So this will be the best loadout for anti-tank duties with this aircraft. As I said before, this aircraft, I don't know if it's going to be added, but a lot of aircraft will receive a new customization tab that you can actually use to select each pylon and use them by it. So don't expect anything for the loadouts that we see here. Another thing that we have different naming for the MiG-21S for some reason. I think it changed it. I don't know if the engine was that already, but let's test something out. I really don't know what is that. What is that, guys? I mean, this is a new cockpit that we see on the MiG-21S, and it has this. I don't know what is this, but yeah, as you see there, the gun loading mechanism. So yeah, pretty interesting, pretty good design. Different cockpit that we have on the MiG-21S, an aircraft that I actually personally enjoy very much, and I want to buy it for myself. So yeah, I just don't know what is that. I have to research it. Let's see if there is anything there. No, it's just the normal thing. Yeah, I don't know what is that, but because the radar screen is down there, so I don't know what is that, but yeah, pretty cool. So, and here we have the Ka-29, Ka-29, the Ka-29 52 What the hell am I talking about? For the Russian Air Force. And it does have a new cockpit. As you see, a pretty well done cockpit. Dimitri is here. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. Look at the spinning blades. So pretty cool to see that, right? The radar there. We have the ability to look at that. We have night vision, as you see. And the RWR, very large RWR, which is pretty interesting. And the INS/GPS systems. Even an ILS system is there. Pretty cool. And yeah, so we have that, as you see, the HUD. So it is pretty interesting, as here. As you see, works pretty well. So yeah, very nice. Let's get to another nation. For the UK, we don't have much. I mean, we have the red tops and the fire flashes, the fire streak. I mean, so the red tops here, for example, and the fire streak, they received a nerf on explosive mass, so they're not the greatest thing ever right now. And some of the bombs changed the explosive mass, but besides that, nothing. For Japan, we literally nothing as well. For China, we have a couple of things. So the F5A doesn't need the RWR. I mean the RWR upgrade that he had before. So he doesn't need these to have the RWR. And the Cube 5A as well has stock RWRs. Other aircraft that it was added is this one. I'm going to show just a photo of it. The J8 was added. It's just that it is not added yet in the dev server, so we should suspect it will be added soon. So in the dev stream, it had Python 3s, which were the PL8s. Pretty interesting missile, even better than the M9L supposedly. And we had the PL11, which is basically a Chinese version of the Aspide missile, which is a new missile added to the Italian Tech 3 as well. So pretty interesting to see that. Once it's added, I'm going to show it, and it's probably one of the first aircraft that I'm going to actually show it in here. So yeah. For China, this is it. For Italy, we have a new aircraft, a pretty interesting one. Finally we have the F104S ASA, which is the improved version of the F104S. It still has this amazing engine, the 19 version of the J79, which is pretty interesting. The skin is pretty amazing. The radar, I think it's supposed to be a little bit better than it is, especially because, as you see here, we have M9Ls and especially Aspide 1As. So we have a better version. It's basically comparable to the M7F, M7M even missile. It is supposed to be very similar to the Skyflash, but I don't know if the Skyflash actually changed it. I don't think it has, but the Skyflash right now, it's worse, and it is similar to basically the copy version of the M7E2, which should not be. The Skyflash should be like a M7F or M, kind of. And the Aspide is basically the same. It's supposed to be a better missile, and I think it is. I'm going to make a video on it. I have to actually research this on the dev server, but I think it is. It has a 70-kilometer launch range. Once I have the parameters, I will make a video on these new missiles. And yeah, pretty cool to see that, as well as forget about all these little things over here. Of course, we don't have I don't think we are going to be able to use the cannon while using the M9Ls and the Aspide. But anyway, pretty interesting aircraft. It's the same as the normal F104, but it has very good missiles. And for France, we have two things. First of all, we have a B-26C, as you see, a Marauder, another version of it, same guns and stuff, same loadouts, basically the same everything. It is a little bit more modern, but it doesn't change much from the B variant. Okay, so yeah, this is it. And in the screen now, I'm going to show some of the stuff that I saw on the files. This is the S530F, which is the Super 530F, I mean, which is the missile for the Mirage F1. So there's, I mean, a large chance that the Mirage F1 is coming, but it is not added yet to the game. Okay, for Sweden, we have nothing for the air, but we have helicopters. So you need to research tank rank 5 or aircraft rank 5 in these to actually get the ability to get helicopter. As you see, we have the HKP-3C, which is a Huey helicopter from the army, as you see, with a very weird missile that has only 2 kilometers of firing range. So yeah, pretty weird aircraft, but pretty interesting. The HKP-2, which is basically a Alouette, so it has the same guns and stuff. It doesn't have the MGs, as you see, but it has the SS-11s, which are called the RB-52s, commonly known missile. We have the HKP-9A, which is a BO-105 German helicopter. Pretty cool. As you see, the loadouts are pretty limited. It only has the gun or the RB-55, which is the TOW missile. I think there are some TOW missiles that are wrong right now, but pretty interesting as well. Another version of the 9, the BO, as you see, which a better missile, as you see, but still pretty limited in quantity of ammo and stuff like that. And the last one, you get an Apache. Everybody gets an Apache. So yeah, this is the AHS, which is the AH-64. It is not the longbow, so I think it's an A version. But it has the Stingers, and it has the not the Mavericks, the Hellfires, and it has the AIM-9Ls, the RB-74 as the AIM-9L. So another Apache in the skies. Well-known aircraft that, I mean, it's basically in every single tree in the NATO forces and some other stuff. We don't have anything changing in these missiles and stuff like that. And for Israel, we don't have a lot of things, but we have two new, technically new aircraft, but not exactly. We have a new premium, so the F-84F, as you see, already commonly known. I think it was on the American tech tree. Now it's going to be removed from that. Only if you have it already, it's going to stay there. But if you don't, it's going to be able to be bought by the Israeli tree. And the same, the Python, of course, the Israeli Apache, you know. So yeah, pretty interesting, but not a lot of things that I was hoping. So there are still things that are getting, shown. So you have to be careful. A lot of things are going to be added in the next couple of patches on the dev server, and yeah. So expect a new A10, expect the Mirage F1 probably, expect the J8, expect a lot new things. The Sukhoi 25 was denied, so no Sukhoi 25, which is sadly the aircraft that I was actually expecting when the A10 was added, but anyway. So yeah, and just for you to know, no aircraft in the American tree received new missiles, so still the same. As you see, we don't know if we're going to receive new AIM-9s or anything like that, but yeah. Anyway, this is it, guys, and I hope you enjoyed. I see you guys in a bit for another video.